All right, let's see if the bottom lane does get targeted. All right, off the bat here, a lot of top lane focus. You know, Jace, one of the split pushers that CLG could use. One of the mid or top flex picks. I really like banning out Jace nowadays because so many of the teams are using him for the mid lane, for the poke comps. And a lot of the poor win rate for Jace and the kind of bad name that Jace got in North America was from top lane picks with him and teams being unsuccessful keeping him split pushing.
Yep.
Whereas the mid lane with the poke has been a lot more successful.
And let's be clear, who he is playing the meta picks and then his pocket picks on top of that as well. So he's been really showing up with the wide range of champions that are showing up in the meta game. Shen, Camille though, banned for Team Liquid to catch up. LeBlanc, Caitlyn, that target ban for Piglet, tied in with Rengar there for CLG Gaming.
Yeah, I like that one from CLG, and we'll see. Because these are two of the teams where I do actually expect Varus to fall down in priority, even though for almost all other teams, I think it'd be a first-round pick. Definitely going to drop off here, and Team Liquid goes with the Graves for Reignover. Really good pick for them. This was one of the shining stars for Team Liquid last week, was Reignover on the Graves. He had some of his best games in quite a while on the Graves, was able to out-farm, also counter-gank, so definitely think that is a good first pick as far as the team that you're actually drafting for and adjusting for these, you know, playing for their own style.
Yeah, I think there's some argument actually to Graves over Varus just in a vacuum, but I think for Team Liquid especially, it's the clear top pick here. So Maokai there for Darshan, no split pusher at least in this first game, and we'll see if CLG do want to actually take the Varus. They will here for their first round.
Currently 1-7. We'll see if he can improve in this game, and he's, you know, they've known that it's been, you know, a little bit of an issue for a while, and so maybe they've put enough practice on the champion now that they feel very comfortable. That being said, they've drafted one of the most comfortable front lines for him. Maokai does a great job peeling for him, and Varus won't have to play against the Maokai, so that definitely helps out. Anytime you're also facing so many lethality users like Graves and Jhin already, would be very nice to have a sturdy tank on your team who can build the armor early on. Otherwise, the Jhin ultimate just rips through people. Graves is going to be flashing into your backline, just two-shotting squishies. So both teams are actually going to get those frontliners just to make it a little bit easier to execute as they get later into the game.
Yeah, we're actually going to round out phase one here. So Jhin Nautilus for Team Liquid, looking very similar to CLG's first few picks, and then Kha'Zix as the jungler there for Xmithy. So we'll see what happens as we move into our second ban phase. What a CLG Gaming want to take away first. And it's Thresh.
All right, gonna target out Matt here on the bottom side. Interesting, because Thresh is one of the champions where Matt got picked off quite a lot, but they want to reduce the playmaking potential from him. Support focus so far. We'll see if it keeps up the trend, and yes, it does.
I love it. The Soraka ban from Team Liquid. We mentioned that the teams will be looking to pick on a lot of the individual champions that the teams have liked. Soraka yesterday, I think, overperformed for CLG every single time it was picked.
It's also definitely one of those champions that not a whole bunch of people play, but not a bunch of them have to play it for it to be so annoying that you ban it anyway.
Yep.
Banning it against Aframu, as he is one of the guys that has played quite a few competitive games on the champion. And then we switch over to the very high priority mid lane bans right now, who he actually had a lot of kills on Zed yesterday for CLG, so no surprise there.
And then Ryze on the other side for CLG, because it looks like they want to counter pick. Mid lane is their final pick. Nami is their support choice, which has been surging in popularity, really. As far as heal supports go, yes, Aframu can play Soraka, but Nami feels like the best of these more defensive supports. I mean, Karma is good for different reasons, but in lane in particular, I think Nami's where you want to be. Matt, I'm expecting to take this Zyra, and then we'll see where Team Liquid go with the final pick of their draft.
Yeah, they've really been prioritizing that sustain and that healing, and it does also work outside of laning. It's not just a laning phase, you know, bonus that you're getting here with the Nami. When you're grouping up with the Varus and he's constantly spamming out his poke, you're the team that's taken away the Nami. Soraka's already banned, so Team Liquid has less opportunities to pick up some sustain for those situations, and CLG are, it looks like, they're trying to craft their comp around wearing down Team Liquid with some poke plus sustain, and trying to grind out a little bit of an advantage before the team fight fully engages.
And his last pick, Echo, actually for Golden Glue. We have seen him play already, and I think it's been one of his more successful champions. For whatever reason, Golden Glue despite whispers of performance in practice, has played very roam heavy and very defensively in lane as a mid laner. So teleport echo makes sense here.
Ooh,
Huhi gonna show a little bit more spice, picking Kassadin.
Yeah, play to your own style, play what's comfortable for you. Huhi loves diving backline, he loves being a playmaker for the team. Kassadin is a very simple champion to dive into the backline. And if he does get a Zhonya's, also becomes pretty good at navigating around those team fights.
Kind of like what's happening with the potential resets between Kha'Zix and Kassadin. There's a lot to like about Canalogic Gaming's team comp. I think they can probably make Zyra's life a living hell as well, which might be the point of all the mobility, but we'll see how Canalogic Gaming do. Like you said, they've been very successful with their own style, but Team Liquid have been somewhat on the rise. In fact, both these teams have really been trending upward in part just due to a change in philosophy.
And Huhi's always been one of the guys that has talked about how many different champions he likes to play. And he even counted it kind of last year as a bit of a disadvantage because he was spreading himself too thin. But now, very comfortable in this counter matchup. Kassadin very clearly does get his, magic shield that he's going to be able to spam out during the lane phase. And then the extra mobility, we'll see if they can make use of it.
I mean, of all the times in a metagame for a mid laner to show a lot of diversity, this is probably the one early in a 10-ban system. I'm pretty sure this is Hui's 4th unique champion in a row as far as games go, so he's certainly doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, and plus he's going to be able to match the mid lane teleport, so we will probably have the 4 teleports in this game, so a lot of those cross-map plays, the famous double teleport that CLG pulled last year, was against Team Liquid, and Piglet was the one on the receiving end of that. So, Piglet will be respecting any teleports he sees as a possibility of 2 of them coming through.
I hope he just buys a sweeper and consistently sweeps around him to check for teleport wards, as we are going to be under Summoner's Rift for this first game. TL vs CLG, both teams in lead of a win. TL towards the bottom of the standings, need to boost themselves up, and CLG in the playoff. Not race, but in the playoff spots right now if the league were to end, but would like to stay in the top 6 and then move in towards top 4 as well. So pretty crucial one for these two teams as we're just about halfway through the season now.
Definitely true. Everybody trying to carve out a place for themselves in the playoffs. There's a lot of work to be done because actually every single team in the North American LCS currently has a decent amount of mistakes in their games and a decent amount of stuff to improve on. So it really is kind of up for grabs at this moment. Everybody trying to just make sure that they have a spot.
Well, nothing crazy happening for early jungle pathing. Looks like Darshan is helping out Smithy on the Raptor camp. He's got 2 saplings there.
Aha! I love Maokai on my team. Gonna be able to get a very quick level 2 here is Smithy. He can just start with his W, and then the saplings exploding, and the W should be able to get it.
Protect the saplings! Protect them! No, it's a disaster.
Saw it a bunch yesterday as well. Oh, is he still gonna get him? Oh, Rainover got most!
I think he smited it away as well, so Smithy
He's level 2.
That was a big problem, and now they might just take the red buff. Aggression from TL is going to pay off here in the jungle.
Aha, thank you for the leash, Maokai. Team Liquid get out to a very good early start, and it has a possibility of being devastating because Rainover is one of the most intelligent junglers that we have ever had in the North American LCS. He's got now a 2-camp red quadrant hold over Smithy, and he's playing Graves. So you don't have to let Smithy in to your side of the jungle at all. He doesn't care if he's showing himself, walk right through mid lane. Smithy knows that it's going to be difficult for him to catch up because level 1 here, he's going for the scuttle crab even. He's so scared of Rainover's constant invades. It's ridiculous how much control just that little push into the Raptor camp gave Team Liquid. And now our eyes are going to be on Rainover for the duration of this early game.
And you can see why Rainover just walked straight through mid. He wanted the fastest possible path down to this side of his jungle. So he'll take that red buff and should end up 3-buffing Xmithy when it's all said and done. Xmithy will get the crab and now this blue buff, but he's behind.
Yep. Jungling very much team-oriented and team objective as far as the invades go. And very successful so far. This also lets the laners play more aggressively. You can see Golden Glue constantly shoving up here on the Echo, pressing Kassadin into the turret, somewhere Kassadin is fairly used to being, but would rather have a little bit more control. Meanwhile, top lane is doing exactly the same. Nautilus getting to push in Maokai early.
And look, bottom lane would be, but TL struggling with a bit of the back and forth there, so we'll see if they can get things pushing. Piglet and Matt have played awfully aggressively in almost every matchup.
Definitely true. With this bottom lane matchup, the Jhin plus Zyra has a lot of, scary snares where they could come out with some kill potential, but in general, if your Varus is accurate and your Nami sustain is what you're counting on, then they should be able to grind out some decent control on the bottom side. But so far, let's see what Team Liquid can do to try and keep the pressure up on Smithy and CLG. Currently, Smithy's only option is to go clear out those early Krugs, which is what he is doing.
And it's nice because, a player like Reignover just is taking all this into account, taking how the event happened, his pathing, and just converting it into information. He can't see them, but he might as well be able to, given what he knows.
Exactly. And the timing here, only a couple of seconds do these Raptors get to live. Reignover's one of the guys that does time the smaller camps as well. And immediately, as soon as Smithy shows up,
2 levels ahead of Smithy.
Nothing you can do. Mid lane is also pushing, as we said, for Golden Glue. Kassadin being under here. This is the perfect opportunity for an aggressive jungler. This Graves already gets to stay very high health and clear almost indefinitely. When you have a bunch of pushing lanes to work with, your invade's just incredibly easy.
And look at what Smithy has to do to get some jungle farm here. I mean, he might try and gank, which I think looks a bit better, but the Krugs is his only other option. We'll see what happens down here, though.
Oh, Matt is toast. He's
Exhaust
very
down.
dead.
Smithy now going to get the spikes down. Piglet going to heal him up and try and save it. They're going to turn it on to
Very
Apple.
alive.
Teleports in from Lawler. Piglet flashes in, and that's first blood.
Scratch that. First blood for Team Liquid. Matt survives, and they still are peppering Stixxay with some harassment under the turret. The teleports coming in from Golden Glue. No match from any member of CLG. And Team Liquid very happy with this early game, because now, what is Smithy going to do? He's still level 3. Anyways, Matt here is able to thread his way out. He works with the extra safety of this teleport, and that's one of the drawbacks that I actually even fell into in that gank, is as a jungler, going to gank a lane isn't just about the position of the champions. Sometimes you forget about, oh yes, my laners need health as well to be able to collaborate.
I need health. I don't have any of that either. Reignover's level 6 now. Moving in onto mid lane. He does have his flash, but he might just get blown away here. Ulti out from Reignover, not enough.
Woo, burning down though.
Quite get it.
And he already used his teleport to get right back to lane. So this is a huge chunk of health and doesn't have teleport to rely on. So if I am Reignover, I'll just stick around and make sure that he doesn't get experience off of these minions on the turret. Yeah, as Graves, you can just stay in here, do a lot of damage to the turret, plus continue to zone this Kassadin, delay any sort of late game aspirations that he has. Smithy actually
might have caught him. I think they know he's there. Good leap out, but Golden Glue's going to tag him. Phase dives in. Time Wonder through is going to force the flash. Smithy out to safety. He managing to stay as well with some roaming heals from Afro. It's not Soraka, but still running the ambulance.
And this is why people have so much respect for Reignover. This is the type of jungling that you see when all of your options are exhausted. Smithy is struggling to find areas to go on the map that Reignover has not already covered. Currently, he's trying to go back to the Krugs, and Reignover actually gets snared up. Now, he has no flash.
Lawler not there in time, but he might save him. Ulti's good, gets a double knockup, but Smithy already has taken down Reignover. Now the tank battle just going to settle in. In fact, he's going to try and turn it around. Golden Glue's here as well to make sure his teammate's safe. Good roam there from TL's mid lane.
This time around, not quite enough respect given to Darshan moving over. Reignover did not expect Smithy to be here as well, or else he definitely wouldn't have taken that fight. In the end, it is a 1-for-1. So both junglers going down, and the trade actually does allow more of the camps to spawn for Smithy, so not the end of the world there. But again, Team Liquid still kind of nursing this early lead that they've been able to accrue for themselves, and also trying to move up their vision on the bottom side.
Good ult from Stixxay on the Piglet, going to try and turn it around. Good by Afro move, but Piglet's going to be the trade.
Piglet standing tall there, gets the counter kill on Afro move first.
Matt's got his flash, but doesn't want to make the play under the turret. Nothing else to really commit to, and instead he'll just take a couple CS here.
Not the worst thing for Zyra. Happy to cash in. But yeah, CLG were looking to take advantage of the early level 6 on Stixxay, Only problem, Afro Moo was still level 4, and Zyra does a lot of damage as he's trying to move over for the bubble. 1 for 1.
Aggression continuing there in the bottom side, who he did try and roam down, but River is lit up there for TL, so 3 control words in mid, those roams will be quite ineffective unless they can clear all that out, and Xmithy has to feel pretty afraid to roam out alone to the River, given how Rainover is still firmly ahead in the jungle matchup.
Yeah, Rainover's been all over him. They know that the blue was just handed off, and Huhi trying to take the safe route around. Smart from him, as they know that Team Liquid have been constantly invading and probably have a lot of control over their blue quadrant.
They've got 1v2 right now, actually. You're going to use the ultimate. 6-8, Duke's another one. Matt's here as well. There's Afro going to get hit up. Matt's going to try something, last bullet's in, but good Aqua Prison keeps him safe. Yeah, good little dodges there from the CLG duo as Team Liquid are keeping up the pressure. Now mid lane is actually getting a visit from Darshan, and Golden Glue might get chased down. I don't know if they really want to use flashes on him though. He's got ulti, so pretty safe there on Echo, and just walks out of the situation. Huhi going to go back now, had the early catalyst, so we'll see what he grabs on his next buy. Golden Glue going to stick around and farm up next few waves, and looks like Rodave just first for Huhi as he picks up a blasting one. This Golden Glue just going to make sure these all hit the turret, and should get a nice recall timing in himself. In fact, Xmithy going to cover, take a few extra CS, and
yeah,
try and keep up an XP.
He's very happy to get some lane CS here. Trying to catch up. Still 1 level behind Rainover. Thankfully for Smithy, things haven't gotten a ton worse. But you still have to say, a lot of control here for Team Liquid, and the teleports have come back up for them as well. It does get a little chaotic with all the teleports in this game to keep track of, but those teleport timings are very important, and both teams should be keeping track of the desynced ones. We'll see if some more fireworks do prompt them down bottom lane, as that's a very, very acute possibility here.
Looks like TL lost a lot of their vision in this river though, so Huhi's roams could be a bit more effective. You could see Piglet playing significantly further back in this lane, and all the aggression in bottom lane has actually cost him a CS deficit here. He's 30 CS behind Stixay as he looks to take the wave under turret here.
Yeah, that did really sneak up on him. A lot of caution here for the bottom lane after those early skirmishes. Luckily for Piglet, he did get both of those kill credits. So he has a decent amount of gold to him, and not too far behind Stixay there. Actually, about 5-6 ahead.
Yeah, a little even.
Count it!
So working out there for Piglet, who's going to also recall. Looks like everyone from the bottom lane is going to go back home and purchase up. Golden Glue's also returned back to his lane with a Hextech Revolver ready to go, so with that early proto bout, I've seen that a lot from Echo.
Yeah, I definitely love the early power spike that comes from the Revolver. A lot of people, when you play AP junglers as well, like to go for this early. It's a huge amount of upfront damage with the proc on it. As long as you are a champion that will get auto attacks in, very powerful early game item.
Pretty straightforward for Echo, as Rainover and Golden Glue spotted by some wards, unable to contest that Scuttle Crab control ward. Spotted though as Rainover pops the Scryer's Bloom. He'll pick up the ward for himself also, and using that Bloom actually clear out both wards. So really smart stuff from Rainover, making full use of that plant, kind of guessing where the wards were likely to be.
Yeah, and Graves definitely takes a little bit more work to get them all, but you do have your auto attack reset to reload 1 shell. Smithy is catching up, by the way. Now he's only about 60% of a level behind, even though there is technically the full level difference. He's got, is starting to catch back up. He's catching back up about 1 camp he's made up in the last couple minutes, so trying to grind his way back. Rainover, though, still in full lead here. Got the completed warrior, and he is setting up some counterplay here.
Yeah, he's not obviously ahead, but it's just, he just has momentum every single time the jungler's made up. So Rainover continuing to be nice and proactive, farming up well, but also looking for opportunities to make a play. He does a lot of damage right now for fights.
Teleport's coming in, baby. Is it 1 or 2?
Oh, ulti tags Matt there with the Chain of Corruption. Strangle those could turn around, but Piglet misses the W. Matt's going to go down, but Stixay's got to dodge a few more bullets. Lolo's in as Xmithy looking for a reset. Lolo into the backlines. Assassination though from the Kazakhs on the Rainover. Exhaust on the Golden Glue, trying to take out Afro, but he's forced a chrono break back. Huhi now joining the fray, but fight dissolves.
Whoa, Stixay was able to live in that as well, burning both summoner spells. even after getting snared up there. CLG, now everyone on the bottom side of the map, you can try and push for first turret gold or go for the Drake. It looks like they're going to go for the first turret gold instead. JK. Drake it will be.
It's either going to leap over the wall, and Afram is going to start that one up, and 6A is going to walk on over. So Cloud Drake should be secured here for CLG, excuse me. Team Liquid nowhere near the area. Good attempt, but CLG come out on top with 2 kills for nothing and a very slight gold lead, although the Drake is the real prize here.
Yeah, Smithy did evolve his Qs still first. You know, some people have been starting with the W nowadays. Here is a little bit of the desync teleports. Not everybody instantly committed. And the first shot on the Jhin ultimate goes wide, but 6A probably would have still been able, I don't know, yeah. Might have been able to get him if they had that a bit early. Regardless though, this whole time in the Dragon Pit we couldn't see, but Kha'Zix was over there. Smithy was just waiting for Reignover to get hit, and that last arrow from Varus got him low enough so that Smithy had the confidence to jump over the wall and flash onto Reignover to get that assassination.
Well, there's our first play with all the globals, and 4 teleports now burnt. We won't see those for a number of minutes. Cold still even. Again, CLG got at least 1 objective out of the deal, but no first turret gold's going to feel a little worse for them.
Yeah, very, very close game here. CLG with that slight edge of the Cloud Drake to their name. Snare on Stixxay, no summoners
pretty
either.
dead. His ultimate from Piglet, gotta dodge all of them. Matt's just gonna auto him instead.
By dodging, at least he's able to give the money over to Matt. And that's not even a very big consolation prize, as Matt is a fully capable mage ready to scale as well. But another kill here over for the Team Liquid bottom lane. And they're going to pressure the turret as well. If they call in Reignover, nobody around on CLG, they should be able to push for this first turret. Smithy's in the opposite quadrant, so they should be able to get it fairly easily.
Yeah, Piglet caught up. Reignover going to join the party, and that will be first turret gold over to Team Liquid. Nice play there on the bottom side as Smithy trying to dive Golden Glue, phase dives through the torch. Back to safety. Even Dashang was down there as well, so nice avoidance there from Golden Glue. Gets out from under the 3-man dive.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be like after the fact and go, oh, look, CLG have so many members on the top side of the map. Well, you don't expect Stixxay to be that far up and get killed, you know, 2v1, no summoners walking into a bunch of snares. But it did happen, and it does cost them significantly. Smithy is able to get the blue buff for his troubles, but Team Liquid see what they can do with that bit of momentum, as they're the ones with the first turret, and mid lane turret has been taking a beating here in the Golden Glue versus Huhi matchup.
Yeah, Piglet and Matt will rotate in there as well, so should make that a lot easier. Dive coming once again though from CLG. Afram is roamed up topside. Darshan starts in with a twisted advance.
Smithy's tanking it, that's terrible!
Good ult from Lolo, actually makes sure that he can't really stay. He would have died if he didn't get out there, so he had to leap away, and that dive completely fizzled.
Yeah, that's 3 members, and Maokai is one of them. Should have been able to take their time a little bit. I don't know, I guess CLG felt rushed when they did that dive, but not able to pull it off cleanly at all and get no rewards because of it. They actually had pretty deep wards as well on the blue quadrant, so a bit of a fumble there as Team Liquid and Lorlo very happy to not actually even have to burn any summoner spells.
Yep, didn't have his flash, but we'll have it back for the next attempt. Smithy still on the left side of the jungle. Reignover walking past the wards they managed to put down as he's going to take the wolf camp out for himself. I do like these lane assignments as well from Team Liquid. Golden Glue, very capable split pusher on the Echo. So he's down bottom side. We've seen a lot of teams make this rotation even without a mage that's very competent in a side lane, because it's just so much safer to give your AD carry and support bottom lane farm, particularly when you get the first turret.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to siege up against the Varus Nami that we're talking about in Champ Select with the, you know, that amount of wave clear and poke this early in the game combined with the sustain of Nami makes it pretty difficult for this Team Liquid squad to just siege up and take down that last turret even though it's low, but Hui's actually going in on Golden Glue pretty hard.
Auto belted. He's got his flash and his ultimate. Hui's going to keep chasing. Golden Glue can't ulti out. He's going to use it. Runs into 2 members. So Smithy assassinates him. Reignover blows up Hui, sorry, on the other side.
Yeah, quick answer here from Reignover, able to pick that one up after the long chase. And
ow.
Piglet was farming the entire time, as so many of the members of CLG were used in that bottom lane move.
We can see just how good early Graves damage is. So good trade there from Team Liquid. A nice attempt from Golden Glue to buy as much time as he could. Matt here looking for Stixay with a bit of help from Jin. Curtin calls in. Slow comes down. Good flash, but the Stranglehold might tag him. Just barely going to miss it, but Rainover gets another kill. And I might just turn it to X-Smithy. Yeah, I don't think so, Kha'Zix.
I think people might have to start banning the Rainover Graves here, as he has had some very good games on it and looking strong this time around as well. You know, they started it with a team effort with the invade there on the Raptors. He had the edge. And he's been the one coming in to clean up most of the kills, as he does on this one as well. So, Huhi on the chase. They know that there's a possibility Golden Glue takes his ultimate, and they kind of make sure that they have a backup plan here and immediately assassinate him. But Rainover as well. Quick 2 shots and end of the line right into the wall there for a kill onto Cassidy.
Feels bad sometimes, you know, he's more tanky, he's a jungler, he's a marksman, but Graves also feels like an assassin. Huhi getting himself killed, going to take the blue buff though, and everything should be a-okay.
Yeah, and Rainover actually has a bit interesting build for the pieces that he's going for. When he completes all these, it will look very standard, but he did go for the Jarm's Fist first, which will eventually turn into that Sterix Gauge, but he didn't want to complete that Sterix Gauge first because it actually gets better the more health you have. The shield is percentage based, and he's trying to get the Edge of Night first, as he's now switched over to the lethality for those big shots. And we just saw them in action onto Kassadin, who is one of the members with 0 armor.
Yeah, TL actually doing intelligent stuff with all their control. They're actually going to move back in onto this Drake, try and take it away. That will even up the Cloud Drake count. As Team Liquid's first Drake equalizes CLG's. And again, all this space that Golden Glue has in the bottom wave means that they can group a number of people around mid and try and either find a pick and then take the turret, or just brute force down the turret if CLG are forced to rotate away from it. So it's going to be another push here. We'll see if they can take it. Should be able to.
Ooh, teleport is coming in. Kassadin's going to flank. Are they double teleporting? No, Darshan's not coming.
Glue gets out. Huhi though in there. Golden Glue phase dives over the wall, and Huhi commits his summon a spell for not much gain there.
Yeah, no coordination there. Only one of them used. Darshan was halfway between heading up to the top side to get that minion wave instead. Good disengage there from Team Liquid. They pull out one of the very crucial summoner spells in this fight. Now Lorlo's the one heading down the river, but he might be headed off here by Smithy.
I think he found him, so going to have information on where Kha'Zix is.
Yeah.
Team Liquid not going to stick around for the second wave of the push, despite having a decent amount of health. Looks like some gold in their pockets is probably the big reason. Matt getting chunked as well. Kind of don't want to stand here for too long, getting poked.
I have to say, Stixay's Varus here has been accurate. I know that previously you could hear him talk about not being comfortable on it. Now I cursed him, and
yeah, now he's dead. No, he is. Rainover just shoots him. Who needs skill shots with Jin? Just use the Graves. Yeah. Use the close-up bullets. Jin's got the long-range ones. It's all synergy.
About that 1-7 record, we'll see if they can improve on it here. The game is still definitely close, but they used a lot to take down Stixay this time around. They knew he at least did not have his flash, and they also got a summon around this time.
Smithy gets the big wolf though, so claims that prize. And to your point on Stixay, I think it is fair to say that it does seem like he takes time to learn meta champions. We know he's comfortable on the team fighting carries. Tristana is famous for the finals. Ashley's looked really good on even this season when he's played it. And I think his Jin last year was in a similar spot, so maybe this Varus. His Jin looks great now, but didn't for quite a while. So I think it's just going to take some time for him, and you can see that the work he's put back into Varus is paying off already.
Yeah, I feel like his offensive use of Varus is quite good. He's landing a lot of critical poke, but here we go, engage in the mid lane.
Really want this turret, but CLG trying to hold on to it. Rainover snared up by Darshan, but he's living for a little while longer. Lolo running interference as Matt's forced to flash. Here's Huhi looking for some recess, but Darshan's already dead. Rainover caught in the middle's going to go down as well, and the Assassins can't make it to the back line. Golden Glue going to take the turret. Got his ult, he gets out safely.
Woo! All right, Team Liquid able to get their second turret of the game. CLG still with 0 to their name, starting to open up this map here. Map for Team Liquid. Going to go purchase with that money and get some more control wards, hopefully, for themselves. Nope, no extra slots. Everybody just cashing in on combat effectiveness. There we go. Piglet is going to be a good 80 carry. Grab one as well. See if they can set up for that next Ocean Drake, establish control around that side of the map, or if they want to make a strong push to the last outer turret left standing on the top side. Splitting up into the 1-3-1. Golden Glue still has his teleports. Did not have to use that one. He's the only one in the game with it currently. So Team Liquid, the ones with the wild card right now. Let's take another look at this jump in though. Smithy took a shot from Rainover as he got in, but it's really about them circling back in. Lorlo and Darshan are the tanks just trying to soak up on the front lines, but there's no extra damage output. If you see Smithy on the Kha'Zix, he plays it like this, flanking assassin. He's just looking for opportunities, whereas Rainover constantly putting out DPS in the team fight as Graves because he has the range advantage there, and he has really been doing work this game.
Yeah, lived for quite a long time in the front line as well, so his innate tankiness paying off there also. And I know we don't track as well, never mind. We're getting tagged up by a snare. He's dead to Rainover. Darshan again in there, but Lawler's just ulting straight onto Stixxay, looking for Rainover's going to try and take him down. Finally gets a shutdown, does Darshan, but there's Kha'Zix going down to Golden Glue. Darshan again, still in the thick of it. Stixxay almost snared up once more. Assassination attempt here from Golden Glue. Needs to keep running as Darshan and Lawler battle it out. Hit off the Piglet, but Piglet takes him down. Golden Glue claims his prize at the Varus, and now Darshan gonna get shot up by the Jhin. There's 2, there's 3, not needed. Golden Glue with a double kill.
Even though CLG finally killed Rainover, they use everybody diving back there to try and get it. And then Huhi had nothing left to try and finish off Piglet. 2 very different mid lane assassin attempts on the AD carries there, as Huhi went in, didn't have enough health to take down Piglet, and he just got soloed. Whereas the opposite for Golden Glue was able to find Stixxay, and they should eventually be able to wear down this Baron. It's taking so long that Aphromoo has respawned. Smith is heading from base. He might be able to walk all the way here.
They also don't have another damage dealer, really.
They don't have
actually
a spike
still
either.
There. Yeah, that's the other problem.
They could fourth shot it, but Smithy is almost there. Oh, this is close.
This is too close, I think. Smithy, easy smite. See, I'll give it the Baron. They'll take out Smithy, but oi.
Oh no.
Kobe just collapses onto the castle.
You gotta feel bad for Team Liquid there. They're just doing the Baron so slowly. Felt like they deserved it after that team fight victory, but
they did, but they needed a jungle.
No damage left in the tank. They didn't have their smite with them, and Smithy on respawn just beelines it here. Jump, flashes in just in the nick of time. He could have gotten there early. He made a beeline right there, and he arrives just in the nick of time. That is incredibly good for CLG to stall it out, because Team Liquid were running away with it.
I mean, they are still 4,000 gold ahead.
True.
And that's with CLG getting the Baron gold, so that would have been maybe a runaway game for Team Liquid. Instead, they'll look a little sheepish. See if they can't recover. CLG, I'm not sure, can get too much damage done with the Baron buff, so instead they'll just take the buff off the map, look to reset and farm out for a few more minutes, and try and equalize the gold difference a little more.
Yep, get this Scuttlecraft control for the Drake, and see if they can set up appropriately here.
I think it's one of those times where the spirit of the call makes sense for Team Liquid, but didn't quite think 2 steps ahead on that one.
Well, I mean, it's just a matter of seconds there and a matter of timing. Hard to really estimate your DPS when you have no mana left on your Echo, and Piglet is on Jhin, and just a tiny bit too slow. That means CLG also are able to chain this into the Drake.
Lolo with the turret, though, isn't too bad. Actually stay up in gold as a result. Now 5,000 gold ahead, but again, CLG have P1 Baron to play with. Golden Glue getting chased down by Cassidy and dodges himself out from under it. Good Protobart's going to snare back in with a stun out of Parallel Convergence, but Darshan looking to dive in. Rain over here to defend, and they might turn it around.
They're cutting him off with the other teleport.
What's coming? Here's Lolo. Gonna lock down Darshan. Maokai trapped in a long lane with no friends to speak of, and CLG is going to let him die by the looks of things.
Yeah, the tree is down, and Team Liquid, oh, we have a pause. We'll see what happened there real quick, but Team Liquid regained control of the map pretty quickly with that attempted dive from CLG. Really nice turnaround with Lorlo teleporting in to cut off the retreat. Pretty good level advantages, starting to grow here for Team Liquid as well. It's not just the gold that you look at.
I think Lolo could be having an issue based on the fact that he's plugging his mouse back in, having a look on the bottom.
Might be a quick peripheral check.
Maybe he forgot to remove the plastic part on the bottom. That happens to some people. There were people that literally had a mouse for like 4 years and didn't know. Just thought it was dying. Like, oh, it's fine now.
All better.
But we'll get that checked out ASAP and let you know when we have a bit more information. All things considered, though, Team Liquid still keeping up and aggressive despite the fact that they did give over that Baron to CLG.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely a heartbreaker. But as a professional team in the middle of the game, they still have to count their blessings, right? They've got this kill lead. They have a gold lead. Pretty good momentum now that they've taken down Darshan, and can't let that Baron steal tilt them, right? CLG though very happy to get that and get right back into the game. It was just a mouse issue there for Lorlo, so we should be able to clean it up pretty quickly here. But yeah, you're right. CLG very happy to get that one to buy themselves some more time. This is still game number 1 as well. So long series ahead of us.
Yeah, CLG have a pretty big hole to climb out of, though. They still don't have a turret, which I just noticed. So struggling to really do too much around the map. TL have kind of the 3 turrets for themselves, so felled the outer ring and have pretty good score lines across the board. So they have everything to play with right now.
Exactly. The momentum from literally before minions spawn has been in Team Liquid's favor with their group invade on the Raptors. Couple of speed bumps here for them. We'll see if they can actually finish this one off.
And it feels like Rainover again, when he's back to his old form, he is just oppressive as a jungler. 6-3 and 3, shoulder 3 deaths don't look quite as hot, but he just counter jungled the pants off Smithy in the first 5 minutes of this game and really started this lead that TL have been running with ever since minute 1.
Running into the jungle, taking his pants, that is just mean, dude. Rainover has a red buff as well, though, so he can get a lot of turret damage. Not just jungle camps.
Siege attempt there, but Baron buff going to stave that off for the most part. It looks like it's dropped off, though, so TL can get a bit more productive work done. Hui getting dove on.
I'm curious about this 1v1 in the side lane.
Glue wants it.
Hui is no...
Let's go, no! Gonna follow him over, very cute stuff, and I think Hui's just straight up donezo. Golden Glue gonna dive back in, and there's the kill.
Golden Glue cleans him up, finally gets some revenge. They keep on chasing him down to the bottom side, but finds Hui without any mana, and another stray kill handed over to Team Liquid here.
This is a strong echo.
Definitely true, and he gets the advantage. Hui previously was able to fight back in these 1v1s because he was the aggressor with the mana and often teammates as well. But this time around, Golden Glue gets the jump. Look at the badge next to his name as well. Pretty good killing spree for him. Starting to rack up.
And yeah, I've credited Rainover already, but 4-1 and 7 and 4-1 and 4 before that kill for Piglet and Golden Glue respectively. I mean, these champions are doing plenty of damage. Piglet's got 3 items, kind of needed 1.5 to really get it going. And Golden Glue, with the Lich Bane in particular and an extra damage item married to his Proto Belt, means that, yeah, he can just chase down Hui with his 10 Darksteel stacks. He's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I think they would still like to, you know, pull CLG apart a little bit. Because CLG, the dragon that they got after the Baron is very important as well. It is an Ocean Drake for a team that also is backing the Varus Nami combo. So more sustain added on top of that. CLG want a little bit more control in the way that the fights are going. Team Liquid would be very happy to keep up this pace though, and continue to get these straggler kills. Hui coming back for revenge.
Well, knows what happened last time, so I don't think he... I was about to say, don't think he wants to go back in again, but immediately goes in.
Golden Glue has to respect the fact that last couple of times Hui had extra team members in tail as well, so not wanting to take this one heads up without extra vision and waits for his reinforcements.
I mean, TL's got all the reinforcements for Golden Glue right now. Good wave clear though onto that first little wave. TL gonna stay grouped, see if they can't get a turret.
There are a couple of wards behind Team Liquid right now. The problem is that Team Liquid gold lead is pretty good right now, and even if you get that flank onto the back line, CLG have struggled to take down Rainover as their main focus, and now that Rainover has Edge of Night plus the Sterix is completed, quite tanky on him, and if you get very close to Graves trying to dive him and kill him, it does take quite a while, and it also increases his damage because you're closer, plus Hysterix pops, so you have to be really worried about counter kills.
Ooh, Rainover, very slick. Got himself the red buff. TL just continuing to suppress CLG wherever possible. Baron up in a minute or so. So they'll reset for that as Rainover takes this left side Scuttle Crab. Golden Glue going back. Got some shopping to do, I think. There's a blasting one for a lot of different items. I might guess Void stuff, given that the Spirit Visage is already there for Darshan, but he can kind of do what he wants at the moment. He's actually the most far ahead member of Team Liquid.
Yeah, Golden Glue definitely fed. See what he can do. Teleports up, could go to the side lane, and Team Liquid could do exactly what we talked about, split CLG up. They're trying to move in and get these wards around the Baron Pit, prep for this 40-second spawn that's coming up.
No need to rush things. CLG just forced to play back. Wave clear with their Varus. 6-8 anchored to mid lane, making sure to clear that out as much as possible. Fusion not quite there for TL. In fact, CLG have got a lot of wards just in irritating places. So TL going to have to do a lot of sweeping work if they're going to clean those all out. And TL, I think, going to learn a little bit from last time and not start the Baron quite so quickly. Just trying to, again, continue to use that 1-3-1 formation.
And the patient work of vision around Baron is starting to draw CLG into some dangerous jungle positions.
Rainover gets a pretty clean one. Did use the ultimate, actually, I think canceled it perhaps. So
yep. Rainover has been super
cool play.
We have kind of stopped calling out all the cancels, but they're still cool.
He's a cool guy.
And Rainover is still doing them. The multiple ones that he's been doing, he has been doing the auto cancels with the E, which is the bread and butter simple one, but the more interesting one you're just talking about is the recoil cancel on the R, in which you get the auto attack, then RE, and actually don't have to go backwards. You get to chase people with it. He's consistently been able to pull off any and all of those cancels with Graves, and it does increase your DPS significantly. So go into the practice tool, put your time in if you want to try and emulate him first.
Yeah, and I think just demonstrates the mastery of this champion that Rainover has. We know that he can be sometimes slow to pick things up. He does have a very personal champion pool to him. So good to see him really overperform consistently on this Graves. And TL, they got a turret, they got Baron. Oh, they didn't quite get the turret, excuse me. Lola was defending his turret. They'll get this Drake, and they already got Baron. So all this talk of Rainover is just to say that TL are very far ahead and happy to take stuff at the Legion, which is why we're talking about Graves canceling stuff instead of what CLG are doing.
And now they've got themselves their own Ocean Drake to help out with this Baron-empowered siege. See how many turrets they're able to get with it. That will be this determining factor of the Baron power play. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Power play go.
All right, TL need to actually do a little bit more demolishing. Turret's still all up, so plenty of targets to pick on.
Yep, trying to get the most out of their Baron buff. Return to their 1-3-1 with their double teleports ready. As you touched on before, Echo incredibly fed right now. Not only does he have, the item advantage, but also 10 stacks on his ring even. Everything really going Golden Blue's way.
And that's not something we've said that often in TL
Teleport.
Here comes the fight. Golden Blue dodges the chain of corruption. It's actually in the thick of it. Hootie, though, diving in onto Matt with Darshan. Darshan takes out Matt, but the rest of TL still looking forward. Piglet takes out Cassidy now on a killing spree, and Golden Blue going to lock down Darshan with the help of Piglet. Piglet autoed the Gromp in the middle of the fight, and there's the dive from TL through the turret. There's one as Dixie goes down. Hook into Xmithy. Redemption not going to save him, and there's a double kill for Rainover. Looking for a triple, gets up to Apramu, and there it is. The last one left is Darshan, and there's the ace for TL.
And that's definitely going to be Team Liquid inside of CLG's base, taking down the inhibitor turret, taking down the inhibitor afterwards, and absolutely crushing this one.
20 seconds left on the closest spawn for CLG. They might even just go for gold here. Golden Gloom and Lola going to move forward, have plenty of DPS for these turrets. There's one Nexus turret down. Hootie 10 seconds away, not going to be back up in time. And Team Liquid, a decisive game 1 versus CLG.
Pretty quick work. Just the one hiccup of the low DPS on Baron being stolen away, but they return right back to it. Get a pick down bottom lane, kill off Darshan. Get a pick up on the top side. Golden Blue gets revenge onto Hootie. And then these team fights, it was actually pretty funny how they split up into 2 sets of diving the back line. And Team Liquid was like, all right, you guys are on your own. We're going to dive the front line. And they have Rainover, the midfielder, though, that gets to choose, go wherever he wants. Graves doesn't actually have any natural predators, and Rainover just went to town in that game. So I would not be surprised to see Graves find himself in the ban phase, or some sort of alteration here from CLG to actually account for that, because Rainover was really the main story of this whole game.
Yeah, we're actually going to wrap up the game here. I mean, Rainover 10-3-3 to end that game. Monstrously far ahead from the first invade, really under 2 minutes, and snowballing the game from there. We're going to pull up a couple replays though to kind of see those big moments in the game. So we'll get our first one lined up for you guys now. Dang it.
Your magic is worn off,
Hey, almost.
All right, well, let's take a look at this one. This one, this is the one around that Baron where Rainover goes in, blows the full combo, does not want to cancel his recoil there because he's coming out with the tank on him. And this was the one where they actually killed him with their dive. However, Huhi got so low in it, and Darshan used everything as well that look at this second attempt by Huhi to go in on Piglet. He didn't even hit his E there as he went in, so it was almost 0 damage to Piglet, and Piglet easily cleaned that one off, defending himself against the assassin. But on the opposite side, different story there for Golden Glue, as he was successful on the Echo and taking down the summonerless Varus in the backline. So that was kind of the story where it evolved into these 2 sets of backline dives, and Team Liquid were further ahead and also played them better.
Yeah, it seems like they just managed things very well there. I mean, Cassinan can be a tricky champion when you've got Jin and Zyra looking very delicious on the backline, but really smart stuff.
And they kept going for Zyra, right? And Zyra is one of those champions that even though they changed the passive and she doesn't have the true damage on death shot anymore, she's still okay with going down as long as you get off your root, your plants are up, and then the ultimate knocks up everybody who is in on the dive. Piglet kept on defending Matt instead of Matt defending Piglet here, and they were happy to sacrifice him.
Yeah, it worked out well there. We're going to have a look at the final fight now and just see kind of what this culminated into, because Team Liquid are just so far ahead at this point.
And this is another example of them. They're going for the Matt. Zyra, he's able to get off all his spells, though. And look at the damage. He gets huge amounts of damage onto Huhi again, so that Piglet then can kill him. Darshan is just the Maokai then left alone, not able to finish him off. And meanwhile, the midline player, Rainover, is in there right behind Lorlo, who's easily tanking the turret and able to clean off everybody else.
And Rainover, I mean, again, ending the game with 10 kills. Golden Glue finishes off the last one there for the ace. I mean, yeah, all the Team Liquid's fight looks really clean. Golden Glue, even in that fight, also kind of helping Rainover and Lorlo to start things off, and then running back to save his backline, really just abusing so much of that mobility. And you can see there was kind of that moment in the middle, I'm pretty sure. No, that's not quite the Baron.
not quite yet. Actually, it's interesting that the gold graph didn't even take a very big hit when CLG stole that Baron, because they didn't get anything off of it. You kept checking in, you're like, oh, they still don't have a turret. Oh, they still don't have a turret. Well, guess what? CLG never took a turret in that game.
Yeah, they had a couple kills, which was good, but not too many objectives, just the 2 Drakes to really speak of, and it was just so difficult for CLG to do anything just because of how ahead Rainover got. And to the rest of his team's credit, they played very well around that.
And we definitely should give the honorable mention to Golden Glue, because Golden Glue is one of the guys that gets a lot of flack, but the Echo was great. You know, he was punishing Huhi early on, and even though he was chased down multiple times in side lanes, he was only killed 1 time, and it took 3 members, and the other time he was able to escape. Plus, eventually came back very big on this Echo. So also good performance there from Golden Glue. You know, definitely improvements from him considering the first start to the season.
Yep, TL take their start and win with it pretty handily in game 1. We're headed for a break, but when we come back, we'll see if CLG can even up the score or if Liquid can sweep the series.